you guys an update on this E30 convertible with the bag set up and the 5-lug. We got a little bogged down due to some parts not arriving and whatnot, but one of them is the big brake kit from Ireland. Now we have it. So now we can finish up the brakes, finish up the suspension, get the wheels mocked up, see what tire sizes we're gonna be running. But before we get started, we have to modify these hats to accept dual bolt pattern. Basically, right now they're 4x100. We have to make them mimic the click tuning hubs, and we'll get those on there and get this sucker on all fours and ready to wrap up the interior. All right, so this is the front rotor hat. It's originally 4x100. As you can see, this is dual drilled, so we're gonna be making the hub accept the rotor. So it's gonna be dual drilled, which is why these hats are bare aluminum. The guys from Ireland normally black anodize them, but we'll do that after we modify them. Okay guys, I'm gonna give you guys an update on the turbo S54 E30 M3. We're trying to wrap up here. So again, this is an E30 M3. We're swapping an S54 custom turbo kit. This car is gonna have an aftercooler. So we have the heat exchanger, the oil cooler, the charge pipe all on there. We have the AC lines. As you can see, we're still running the aux fan for the condenser, modified the condenser a little bit. We have the exhaust completely done for the exception of the tips and the wastegate dump. And this is just a 3-inch bullet style resonator, and we're gonna have the dual 3-inch stainless tips. This particular car, we did not do the bodywork nor the undercarriage. We just, we're doing everything else. So we got it as a rolling shell. The suspension, fuel system, everything was reconditioned, done just how we do all of them. Ground control coilover, Ireland Engineering, big brake kit, 6-piston front, 4-piston rear. For the diff, we went with a 338 with a 40% lock. And it does have a 6-speed. So give you guys just an overlook of it. Fuel system, we went with the late model gas tank, so we modified the fuel system a little bit more fuel capacity, and I honestly like the way this hangs the fuel pump better than the early model. And we are running an E34 oil pan on this. You can see the wastegate. Like I said, we haven't done the wastegate dump, which we're gonna do next. Adam is welding up the aftercooler, so I'll show you guys that shortly, and I'll go ahead and drop the car and show you how it looks on the top. All right, so here's the top view. Like I said, S54. We have the turbo, the downpipe, the charge pipe, the hot side at least done. You'll see the aftercooler shortly. Plus, obviously we're gonna be running a CSF radiator and electric fan, but you get to see the top view, the condenser, the fan, the oil cooler. Now we're using a factory style oil cooler on this. One, because of some room restraints that we have, but also for the type of driving this car is gonna be doing, it doesn't need anything more than that in my opinion. And then, like I said, aftercooler, those of you who don't work, it's, you know, air to liquid manifold. It's like all the new cars have nowadays, all the M4s, M3s, M5s, M6, all of that stuff. So it's the same concept. It's been around for a long time. It's nothing new. But reason why we wanted to go that route on this car is so that we don't chop up the bumper or keep everything pretty much original. Even though at this point it doesn't really matter, but you know, the less cutting we do, the better. But here it is in all its glory. It's technically a running, driving car. It's still, we haven't done anything as far as tuning goes, but Jordan from Arcade Tunes is gonna be tuning this car in person, and you guys will obviously get to see that once we do it. But as of now, we're just gonna button everything up, get it ready for the upholstery shop that needs to do the headliner, a few other things, and we'll keep you guys updated on it. Yeah, was fucking another dead battery?
Oh, it's those big ass cans you put in there. Oh, you got the pedal just like.
Oh, no, I can't.
Now there's the airlock.
Brake fluid inside. Is it a lot?
Yeah.
Like puddling there?
Yeah, it's a whole ass puddle.
Yeah, it's from this. Great. Phenomenal. Alright, well, there it is. Running. And it's peeing. So we gotta put a diaper on it. Alright, so like I told you guys a little while ago, we're gonna start working on the aftercooler. So here's the aftercooler, and I'll explain this to you guys. This is an RMS aftercooler made for the S54, but originally Osh designed this to be a supercharged application. So this normally had a nipple here, an outlet, and the blower sat here, it was connected. And there are two cores. I'll flip this over and I'll show you guys. But we went ahead and modified it because we didn't want like a squiggly pipe. So we just went ahead and modified it, have our outlet. Here's our charge pipe. There's a rag there to keep trash out. Reason why we needed this outlet like this is because we have to run a MAF here. Like I said, Jordan from Arcade Tunes is gonna go ahead and tune this in person, which you guys will see with his ratchet behavior ass. So we're basically getting this ready. He should be here shortly, and then I'll pull this off to explain to you guys. So those of you who don't know what an aftercooler is, typically on a turbo car, you would have your turbo, your intake manifold, and you have an intercooler, which is basically a radiator that's air to air to cool down the air. But on the aftercooler, you have two cores, or one core, however it's designed. This one has two cores with a divider plate here, inlet, outlet. And what it does, it has one passage for coolant or any water, whatever you people run on there. So it has one passage for the liquid and one passage for air. So air goes through this side, coolant or water goes through the other side. These hoses go to a tank and a pump. The pump is gonna recirculate or gonna push the fluid through the heat exchanger and up over, thus making an aftercooler, cooling down the core, which cools down the air, which allows you to make power. You know, hot air, no power. So this bad boy is gonna get powder coated. It's all modified, ready to go. We just had it sitting on there so you guys can see. And give you a rundown. We're gonna start buttoning up this car. We just have the headlights, the grills up for mock-up. Wrapping up a few things on the interior, which I'll show you guys. We threw the carpet in there just for test fit. We put sound deadening all over for the customer. It was requested by him. We're gonna get the car ready, put the lock cylinders, get the doors all together. The car needs to go to upholstery to get a headliner done and a few other things. Once it comes back from upholstery, we're gonna start putting the glass, get it all going, get the sunroof, and we're trying to grind, get this thing done and out of here, but you know, a lot of things need to happen before that, but it does need to go to the dyno, which hopefully is in a few weeks. So we're pretty much there, but we're just chipping away. We'll give you guys another update. That's it for this episode. Like and subscribe. If you guys want to see more content, any specific content, don't be shy. Let us know what you want to see.